Yeah. Yes, guys. So I think we are discussing about auto boxing and auto unboxing, right? Come on, guys.
Yes, sir.
Hello, can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Santosh, yes.
1 minute. So I'm having some message from my office. Let me reply for that. Give me just 1 minute, guys. Yes. Yeah. Yes, guys. Okay. Today we will see the remaining topics on auto boxing and auto unboxing, and we can close, right? So now, let me take the example what we discussed in yesterday. So let me take integer x is equal to 1000, right? 1000. And
Yes, sir.
integer y is equal to 1000. Right. Now, if I system.out.println of x double is equal to y. Okay. So this is the code snippet yesterday we discussed. Am I right? Now, so here most of the people will say what system.out.println x w is equal to y. Most of the people will think what output will be true, right? Output will be true. Okay, but here output would be false, guys. Okay, why it is false? Okay, we'll see now. Okay, now see. So internally, what will happen, you know? So when the wrapper class is loading, okay, guys, can you hear me, everyone?
Yeah, sir. You're audible.
Yeah. So whenever
Yes, sir.
wrapper class is loading, okay. So that time what will happen, you know? Okay, a buffer of wrapper objects will be created, okay, at the time of wrapper class loading. Understand? See, integer x is equal to 1000, integer y is equal to 1000. Okay, so now integer x is equal to 1000. Here, what will happen? One object will be created, right? So how the object will be created? By using auto boxing process. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Come on, yesterday we discussed it, right? So
Yes, sir.
now, right. So now what JVM, what Java people, okay, implemented, you know, this wrapper class concept. So internally to provide, okay, support for this auto boxing functionality, okay, a buffer of wrapper class objects will be created at the time of wrapper class loading, guys. Understand? So buffer of wrapper class object will be loading. So what is the size of this objects? So buffer of wrapper class objects are loading at the time of wrapper class loading, right? See, internally to provide support for auto boxing, a buffer of wrapper class objects will be created at the time of wrapper class loading. Understand? See, if you execute this program, what will happen? Integer is what, guys? Wrapper class. Am I right? So when you see that the integer, the class name, automatically JVM, what it will do? JVM will load that particular dot class file into JVM memory. Am I right?
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, we discussed, right, all these things. These are the basics, guys. Now, at the time of this wrapper class loading, okay, so now internally, what will happen, you know? A buffer of wrapper class objects will be created. Okay, so let's suppose how it would be, you know. So let's suppose this is a class integer. Okay, now I'm trying to load what? Integer class, because in this example which class I'm taking? Integer class, right?
Integer
Now
class.
integer class is what? Trying to load in JVM memory,
JVM.
right? So now here there is a static block. Come on, we completed, right? Static block. Static block, when it will be executed? Static block, when it will be executed, guys? Static block
At the
at the time of
class
class loading, right? So now here in the static block, what will happen, you know? So here we will create buffer of wrapper class objects. Okay, so there is a logic to create buffer of wrapper class objects. Understand? So what is the size of wrapper class objects here? Understand? So here there is a logic, guys, to create what? Buffer of wrapper class objects. Okay, so buffer of wrapper class objects means which wrapper class? Integer wrapper class, because we are loading what? Integer class,
Integer class.
right? So buffer of integer wrapper class objects will be created. Okay, here there is a logic to create what? Buffer of wrapper class objects. Are you getting, guys? Come on, please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So now here the buffer of wrapper class objects will be created. There is a logic, guys, to create buffer of wrapper class object at the time of the particular wrapper class is loading. To support what? To provide support for what? Autoboxing. Okay. Now see here, what is the range of this buffer of wrapper class object? You know, minus 127 to minus 128 to 127. Okay, what is the range of minus 128 to 127 means which data type range it is?
Byte data type.
Byte.
Okay, byte data type range. Already we discussed, right?
Yes.
Okay, see, minus 128 to 127. Okay, so now this range of wrapper class objects will be created. Okay, I mean what, guys? See, like this. So let's suppose this is the wrapper class objects. Let's assume. Okay, so now the first object, the second object, the third object, fourth object. Okay, so like that, how many, guys? Minus 128 to 127. Let's assume this is 0. Okay, right? So like this. Okay, right. So now this is minus 128. Okay, the first one, minus 128 object. Okay, so next one is what? Minus 127.
127.
Okay, same wrapper class object. So this is what now? Minus 126. Okay, so like this, guys. So on, this is what? Let's assume 0. Okay, now for plus now. Okay, after 0 what? Plus 1. Come on. Okay, 1. So
Yes.
this is what? 127, right? So this is 127th one. This is 126th one. Okay, so this is again 125. So this is what? 124. Listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
see. Now minus 128 to 127. Okay, a buffer of wrapper class objects will be created at the time of wrapper class loading. Okay, so who will do all these things? Okay, at the time of integer class loading. Okay, in the integer class itself, there is a static block. In the static block, there is a logic, guys, to create what? Buffer of wrapper class objects. Which wrapper class? Which wrapper class you are loading? The same wrapper class. Which wrapper class we are loading now? Integer wrapper class. For integer, a buffer of wrapper class objects will be created at the time of integer class loading. So what is the range? Minus 128 to 127. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. Now see, now let me take another snippet of code. Okay, see here. Example. This is 2. Yesterday we discussed, right? Integer int integer x is equal to 100. Okay, next integer y is equal to 100. Now system.out.println of x w is equal to y. Right? Now see. Now integer x is equal to 100, right? So now
Yes.
what will happen now? Integer x is equal to 100. So this is what, guys? Autoboxing. Am I right?
Yes.
Primitive. We are trying to assign primitive value to whom? Wrapper class object.
Upper class object.
Okay? The primitive to wrapper class object. Right? So this is what? Autoboxing. Come on. So now one object will be created through wrapper class object. Right?
Correct.
But here what will happen now? So before creating wrapper class object, JVM always go and check in the buffer of wrapper class objects, is there any object which is having 100 as a content?
Yes.
Guys, are you getting or not?
Yes, sir.
I
So
get
here
it.
Yes, sir.
integer x is equal to 100. Am I right? So now in this case, what will happen? Through auto boxing, right? Wrapper class object is going to be created. Right, guys? Come on, everyone. So
Yes,
now
sir.
what will happen now? Before creating, JVM will go and verify. Okay. So now the same content, is there any object is already existing in the buffer of wrapper class objects already been created, right? The buffer of wrapper class objects already been created by whom? JVM. Am I right? At the time of this integer class loading. So now it will go and verify in that buffer. Okay. So do we have any object which is having exact content have 100 or not? Like that it will go and verify. So now you please tell me, now 100 content related object already been created as part of buffer object, buffer of wrapper classes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
already
sir.
been created, right? What is the range? Minus 128 to 127,
127.
right? So definitely 100 will be the within the range of minus 128 to 127. Okay, let's assume this is the 100 object. Let's assume. Okay, so this is the 100th. Okay, 100th object. Okay, now with the content of 100 already there is a wrapper class object, right? Integer class object. So now what will happen now? This x is the x reference variable is
100.
representing this object.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Now this x reference variable is started representing what? This
100.
object.
Object 100.
Okay. Already this object has been created by whom? JVM at the time of
JVM.
class loading itself. Now integer y is equal to 100. Again through auto boxing, right? Through auto boxing means first JVM will go and verify where? In the list of wrapper class objects. I mean buffer objects. So do we have already 100 with the same
We have it.
object? Already we have, right? So now still this y is representing what now? The same object.
Same object.
Okay, this y reference variable also pointing to the same object. Now x w is equal to y means what?
True.
True. Come on, guys. X w is equal to y, it will be what would be the output here? True. Right? Because x also pointing the same object and y also pointing the same object.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Right? No. No. See. No. If you see this first example, integer x is equal to 1000. Integer y is equal to 1000. First, integer x is equal to 1000. So now, if you see this statement, 1000 we are trying to assign to whom now? Integer variable
Integer
x.
x.
Okay. So now this is what? Auto boxing. Right?
Sir.
So now through auto boxing, we are trying to create object. I mean JVM is trying to create object. So now before creating, where JVM will go and verify?
Wrapper class.
Buffer of wrapper classes. Right? So
Yes,
buffer
sir.
of wrapper classes has been created by JVM, right?
Yes.
At the time of class loading. So now it
Yes.
will go and verify in the buffer of wrapper classes. Okay. do we have any object with the content 1000?
1000.
Do we have?
We don't have it.
We don't have. What is the range? Minus
1
128 to
128 to
127.
127.
Okay. So now with the 1000 content, there is no object in buffer of wrapper classes. So now what will happen now? Now JVM will create, okay, one new object.
Yes, sir.
Understand? So now one object is created. Right? So what is the content of this object now? 1000.
1000.
Okay. So what is the variable it is representing?
X.
Right. So now integer y is equal to 1000 again.
Sir.
Okay. So now this is also what? Through autoboxing. Through autoboxing we are trying to create what? Wrapper class object.
Wrapper class
Okay.
object.
Now JVM will go and verify first where? Buffer of
Buffer
wrapper
of wrapper
classes.
classes.
Okay. Buffer of wrapper class objects guys here. Okay.
Yes.
Buffer of wrapper class objects.
We have it, sir. Already written down.
Fine. So now it will go and verify whether that object is there or not with the content of 1000. Do we have? We don't have.
We don't have
So
it.
now, now this time what will happen?
Another
New
object.
object will be created. Okay. 1000, a new object will be created. What is the content? 1000. Okay. Now y is representing this variable, this object.
Another object.
Okay. Now see x is representing one object and y is representing another object. Now these two objects are different. Okay. Now if you try to print x w is equal to y, what would be the output now? False, right?
False.
False.
Come on guys, please respond.
Yes.
Guys, are you there?
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, please respond then. Now xw is equal to y will become what? False.
False.
Am I right?
So,
Clear or not, everyone?
yes,
Yeah.
sir. So, in this
Okay. I
autoboxing
will explain.
unboxing.
I will explain. I will explain. Okay. Still there is a still there is a discussion. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not completed yet. As of now, you completed or not? I mean, as of now, you clear or not? You
Yes,
have
sir.
to
Clear.
clear, right?
Clear.
Right.
Clear.
So no. Right. So now, right. Okay. I will clarify all your doubts. Okay. Don't worry. First, let me write the comments, guys. Okay. Then we will clarify one by one. First of all, tell me. Internally, to provide support for autoboxing, right? Autoboxing, a buffer of wrapper class
Wrapper class
objects
objects.
will be created at the time of class loading. Wrapper class loading. Okay? At the time of wrapper class loading. Right? No. By autoboxing, okay, by autoboxing, if any object is required to create, okay, required to create, first it will go and verify, first JVM will go and verify, okay, go and check or anything is fine. Okay, go and verify where guys?
Wrapper class, buffer of wrapper class objects.
If any object is required to create, first JVM will go and check, okay. Go and check, is there any object created, okay, in buffer of objects with the same content. Okay, with the same content or not. Am I right? No. If it is already available, okay, if it is already available in buffer, if it is already available in buffer, then only a new object, okay, if it is not available, if it is not available in buffer, then only a new object will be created. Right? Or else existing buffer object will be used. One minute, guys. Yeah, sorry, guys. I'm having office call. Fine. Yeah, clear, right?
Yeah, clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
No. Now, but this buffer concept, okay, but this buffer concept is available or applicable only in the following cases. Okay, what are those? In which cases? Okay, now see. So we have all the wrapper classes, right? How many wrapper classes we have? 8 wrapper classes, right? So this buffer concept is not applicable for all the wrapper classes, guys. Okay, so now I'm writing down this buffer concept is applicable for only the below okay wrapper classes. What is the first one? Byte. Okay, byte is always. Always means what? What is the byte range?
Minus
120.
120.
Minus 128 to 127.
127.
So now we are also taking minus 128 to 127, right?
Same range. Yeah.
Right. So if you take byte related one, so always it will be applicable. I mean, the wrapper classes. I mean, the buffer wrapper class objects can be utilized. Am I right? So byte
Yeah, right.
byte range means byte range, guys, minus 128 to 127, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
for all
Yes,
the
sir.
buffer, all the byte related values, this buffer concept is applicable. Okay. Now, second one. So what is the second one? Short.
Short.
Okay. Short. What is the range? Minus 128 to only 127. That's it. Okay. So within the range of values only this buffer concept is applicable. If you are taking more than this value, again, new object will be created. Come on.
Yes, fine.
Understand?
Yes, understand.
Yes, sir.
Now, integer. Next. Okay. Integer. For integer also the same, guys. Minus 128 to 127.
127.
Okay. If you're taking any other value, okay, not in this range value, then obviously new object will be created. Okay.
Okay.
So within the range, yes, happily we can utilize what wrapper classes. Okay. Next one. Fourth one is long. Okay. Long also minus 128 to 127. Okay. What is the next one? Character. Character class we have, right? For character class 0 to 127. Okay. Character class range 0 to 127. Right. So now the next one. Boolean. Okay. So what are the Boolean values? What are the applicable values for Boolean?
True and
True and
false.
false.
False, right? So for true or false, always. Okay? For the Boolean type, buffer objects will be created. The first one is true, the second one is false. Two buffer objects at the time of
Okay, sir.
Boolean wrapper class loading. Okay? So now always, right? Boolean means only true and false, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay? So now only these wrapper classes, the buffer concept is applicable, guys. So what are the remaining other two wrapper classes? We are not discussing here.
Double.
Fine.
Float and
Float
double.
and double.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we will see, guys. Now, so what is the questions you have now? What are the questions you have now? See, the first question you guys might have, right? So what is the reason here we are taking only minus 127 to, minus 128 to 127, right? Come on, guys.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Why the Java people has been taken minus 128 to 127 range? Okay, only why these people are taking this range of buffer class, okay, buffer of wrapper class objects are created. Okay, minus 128 to 127, right? See, let's assume if I take 1 crore, guys. Okay, let's assume if I take the range like 1 crore. Okay, minus 1 crore to tell me how it would be. Minus 1 crore to
Plus 1 crore.
plus 1 crore. Okay. So if I take like this, how many wrapper class objects will be created now? 2 crores.
So wrapper.
Right? 2 crores. Minus 2, 1, right? Let's assume 2 crores wrapper class objects are created. Right? So now at the time of class loading, if 2 crores of wrapper class objects are created, you please tell me how much time it will take to load the class.
Much time.
Understand? So
Too
how
long.
many objects are created in that memory? Okay, obviously performance of the application will be down. Am I right?
Yes.
So unnecessarily we are
Yes,
creating
sir.
2 crores of objects, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is the intention of these Java people created this buffer of objects now?
Decrease
Okay.
space.
To decrease what? To prevent creating more objects. Am I right? Because integer means the primitive data types means obviously after string we are frequently will use this primitive data types in our Java programs. Am I right? Come on, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Right. So we are frequently used. So now if you are using means internally, what will happen? Through autoboxing, a wrapper class object is going to be created. Right? So if you take any Java application, if you take any Java program, obviously we will use what? Primitive data types only.
Yeah,
Right?
sir.
Mainly
Yes,
we
sir.
will use string data type and after that primitive data types. So what is the intention they are taking this, what do you call a buffer of wrapper classes? To prevent creating more objects. Right?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
Here Java, creation of object is costly operation. That already we know. Am I right? Because we need memory and all. Right?
Yes.
So now,
Yes, sir.
so why these people are creating this buffer of wrapper class objects? To prevent create more objects. Because we are using this primitive data types, okay, wisely in our application after string data type. So now, if we are allowing minus 1 crore to 1 crore, let's assume the range. So how many objects will be created at the time of class loading? 2 crore objects will be created. So unnecessarily we are increasing what? 2 crore of objects. Okay, let's assume in that Java class, mainly if you use only 3 types or 3 objects or 4 objects. Int x is equal to 10, int y is equal to 200. Okay, let's suppose int student number is equal to 101, int employee ID is equal to something, int department ID is something. Okay, int patient ID something. Let's suppose 4 or 5 primitive types you are using. Okay, for 4 or 5 primitive types, how many objects are unnecessarily we are creating? 2 crore objects we are creating at the time of class loading. Okay, to load this class itself, it will take what? Lot of time, right? Even if you are using this class, definitely our performance of the application will be down. Am I right or wrong?
Correct, sir.
So unnecessarily we are creating what? More problems rather than solving the issue, right? So that's why, okay, people are given what? Minus 128 to 127. If you see, most of the times this, okay, minus 128 to 127. So this is the range of values we are using, guys, most of the times. Come
Yeah.
on. Okay, in
Okay,
any
sir.
Java application. So most of the times, what is the applicable values we are using? Minus 128 to 127. Okay, if you are using minus 128 to 127, yes, there are a series of wrapper class objects in the buffer. Okay, so we can refer. We no need to create any new objects. Okay, so but if you are using out of this range, then anyway there is an option to create new object. Am I right?
Okay, sir. Yeah, sir. Right.
Okay, so that's why people has given what, guys? Minus 128 to 127. Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the next question you might have? Okay, now why float and double is not applicable for this buffer of wrapper class objects creation, right?
Yes.
See,
Right.
now if you take float, okay, so now so if you take 0 to 1, okay, so how many values we can have, guys, in the float?
Lot of
Suppose
values.
if you take 0 to 1, so how many values we can represent between 0 to 1
A
in the
lot of
form of
values.
float? Lot of value, infinitive values we can represent, right? 0 0.0, 0 0.01, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, right? 0 0.01, 0 0.02, 0 0.03, next 0 0.001, like that. Okay, there are multiple combinations. Come on.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So now just for 0 to 1 only, we can have what? Infinitive combinations. Right? So that's what there is no possibility to create what? Buffer of wrapper class objects for float and double. Clear now?
Yeah, clear.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on. Okay. So that is the reason, guys. Okay, Java people are not creating buffer of wrapper class objects for float and double.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay. No. This is very, very important, guys. Okay. Okay. No. See, let me give you guys. See. Except the above range. Okay. Except the above range. In all remaining cases, a new object will be created. Right? Now, see here. Example. Now, we have to tell now. Integer x is equal to integer x is equal to 127. Okay. Now,
Okay.
integer y is equal to 127. Now system.out.println of x w is equal to y. Okay. Next
Yes.
example 2. Right. So now integer x is equal to 128. Okay. Now integer y is equal to 128. Okay. Let me copy this. Now system.out.println x w is equal to y. Okay. Next scenario. So now Boolean x is equal to true. Okay. The next one. Boolean y is equal to true. Now system.out.println of x w is equal to y. Come on, guys.
Sir.
Are you getting? Now the next one.
Yes, sir.
Let me take double. Double x is equal to 100.0. Double y is equal to 100.0. Okay. Now system.out.println of x w is equal to y. Getting, guys?
Sir.
Yes.
Now you tell me. What is the output now? Okay, now 1 minute.
No.
Short x is equal to 129. Short y is equal to 129. Now system.out.println x w is equal to y. Yeah, tell me what is the first example of answer output? The first example.
True.
Integer x is equal to 127. Integer y is equal to 127. Tell me, first is what?
True.
First is true, right? Here, concept we are using internally. Buffer of wrapper class objects, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now here,
False.
here false.
Yes.
By range, okay? Now here,
Yes, sir.
True.
Always true.
true. Okay, here also, which concept internally they will use?
Same.
Wrapper
Buffer of
class
wrapper
of
class
wrappers.
object.
Autoboxing.
Okay. Now here,
Not
False.
applicable.
what
False,
not
sir.
applicable? Huh?
It is
Fa-
false, sir.
By false?
We are not using. Okay.
Double is not applicable, no, sir.
We are not using double for the buffer of wrapper class.
Error. Maybe error, sir.
Why error? Why you
Not
people are
yet.
thinking so different here? Double
But
x is
both
equal to 100.0. Is it valid or not? The first one?
valid. The object will be created.
Hmm.
Uh,
What is the first statement? Double x is equal to 100.0 means what it will happen internally?
One object is
Trying to
created.
assign what? Primitive value, double
Primitive
value to
value.
wrapper class object double here. Can we assign? Come on, guys. Can we assign or not?
We can assign
We
after
can assign,
1.5.
right? From JDK 1.5 version onwards, we can assign. So internally, the required conversation who will taken care? Compiler will be taken care through autoboxing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is the autoboxing, right?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, xw is equal to y. True or false?
True.
True.
No, sir.
Sir,
ఇందాక
What you guys are listening, guys? Just now
క్యాషింగ్ లో డబుల్ వర్క్
just
అవుతుందని చెప్పారు
discussed,
కదా సార్.
right?
ఎస్ సార్.
Uh, just now we discussed, right? What
ఫాల్స్
is the
సార్.
complexity you guys are facing here?
ఫాల్స్.
Double x is equal to 100.0. What will happen now while executing this statement?
will
This is
create
what?
new
Autoboxing or not? This is autoboxing, right?
Yes, sir.
Primitive to
Autoboxing.
wrapper class object. Autoboxing. So now through autoboxing, this is which wrapper class it is?
A double.
Double. Okay. To provide support for the autoboxing, what will happen? Internally JVM will create what? Buffer of wrapper class objects.
Buffer.
But this is what? Double. For float
Yes,
and
sir.
double, okay, the buffer of wrapper class object is not available.
We don't have.
Right? So now if it is not available, then JVM, how it will create object? So normal way.
Normal objects will be
Right? It
created.
will create one object. What is the value of this object now?
100.0.
100.0. I don't know what is the difficulty you guys are facing. So now here, which object, what is the reference variable is representing this
X.
one?
X.
X. Now tell me that second one, double y is equal to 100.0.
Yes,
So
sir.
here also what will happen?
One
One object will be
more
created.
new object.
Right? So what is the content
Yes,
here? 100.0. So now reference variable y is representing this one.
Yes.
Okay. So the buffer of wrapper class concept will become only when you use autoboxing concept. To support autoboxing concept, okay. So buffer of wrapper classes, the wrapper class objects will be created at the time of class loading. Okay. That too there is a specific range. And that too it is applicable only for few data types, few wrapper classes. Only 6 wrapper classes. Here we listed down, right? But float and
Yes,
double it
sir.
is not applicable. For float and double, it is not applicable. So now for float and double, always new object will be created. So there is no concept called what? Buffer of wrapper
Wrapper
classes.
classes.
Clear now?
Yes, sir.
For any value for float and double, always a new object will be created. Right? So
Yes,
now
sir.
here what is the output now?
False.
False. Right? Now tell me this one.
False.
False.
Range except
False. False or true?
False. False.
Also.
Right? Buffer concept will be applicable for sort also, right?
Yes, but range is different, sir.
Yes, range is 129, right? So what is the applicable range? Minus 128 to
128 to
127.
127.
But here what? 129. So 129 means what? Obviously new object
Out
will be
of
created.
range. Yes, sir.
Okay, out of the range of the buffer series, right? So that's why a new object will be created. So now 2 new objects will be created now. So now x w is equal to y, always it will give you what? False.
Okay, sir.
Clear now?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now you tell me now. One more example. Okay. See. These are very, very important, guys. Now, integer x is equal to new integer of 10. Okay. Now, integer y is equal to new integer of 10. Okay. Clear now? System.out.println xw is equal to y. Okay. This is one example. Another example here. Integer x is equal to 100. Okay. No. Integer y is equal to 100. Now system.out.println of xw is equal to y. Okay. Now one more example.
Sir, X and Y 100 and 1000.
Oh, sorry, this is 100, guys. Okay, spelling mistake. I mean, typo error. 100 only, not 1000. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So no. Yeah. See, next example. Integer x is equal to integer dot value of. See how I am asking questions. Okay, like that only questions will be there, guys. Integer y is equal to integer dot value of 10. Now system.out.println of x double is equal to y. Okay, and one more example. Now integer x is equal to 10. Okay, now integer y is equal to integer dot, okay, integer dot value of 10. Now system.out.println of x double is equal to y. Okay, now tell me the first one, the first example. What is the output here?
Yes.
False.
Come on.
False.
Everyone, I'm asking everyone.
Yes.
False.
Not one or two people. Huh?
False.
False.
False, right? Integer x is equal to new integer of 10.
New
So here we
integer,
are
new
trying to
operator.
create integer class object by using new operator. So when you use new operator means always new object will be created in the heap area.
is created.
Right? So now one object is created in the heap area. Now x is started representing that object. And one more
Yes.
object is created in the heap area by using new operator. Now y
New
is
object.
started representing that object. Now these two, both objects
Reference values are
different.
different. Yes.
Right? If the reference values are different of these both objects, then obviously x
False.
is equal to y will give you what? False.
False.
Come on, guys. Clear
Yes,
now the
sir.
first one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, clear.
What about this one? The
True.
second
It's true, sir.
True, sir.
already we
True.
discussed it,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yes, sir.
So here objects, how it will be created? Through autoboxing.
Yes, sir.
Autoboxing.
Okay. Through autoboxing. JVM, what it will verify first? Before creating object, it will go and verify
It
the
will
buffer of
check in the
wrapper class
buffer
objects.
of wrapper
wrapper
classes.
class object.
Right. So because 100 is already existing, right?
Yes,
X is
sir.
representing the same object, even Y also representing the same object. Now XW is equal to Y
Yes.
means true. Now tell me the third one here in this example.
It is
Value
also
of-
true. True. Value.
Tell me,
True.
True, sir.
why true?
Value of it is converting inward.
It is a two object. So integer object, it is autoboxing.
Integer x equal to 10, integer y equal to 10.
10.
Same. So again,
Right?
here
So now this is also, so internally integer x is equal to 100, right? Let's suppose if you take integer x is equal to 100. So now internally how it will be created? So JVM will create the necessary conversion, right? What is the necessary conversion? I mean, compiler will create, right? Through autoboxing. What is
Yes,
the
sir.
necessary conversion?
integer
The
X is
integer
equal
to
integer dot value of 100.
value of 10.
Right? This is the code it will be replaced, right? By
Yes, sir.
compiler. Now integer dot value of means what? It is also supporting autoboxing.
Autoboxing.
Understand? So integer dot value of method internally using for what? Autoboxing.
Autoboxing.
Right? So now the first one, this is also autoboxing, the first statement, and this statement also autoboxing. Right? So now through autoboxing, now we are trying to create wrapper class objects.
Wrapper class objects.
What is the range now? 10. 10 means obviously it will use what? The buffer of wrapper class objects. Right? Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
In
sir.
the range, right? Minus 128 to 127.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's also representing the 10th index related, I mean 10th object, and Y also representing the 10th content related object.
Yes, sir.
Now XW is equal to Y will become what? True.
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 Okay. Now tell me this one.
It is also true.
True, sir.
Hmm?
True.
True.
True, sir.
Right? True.
Yes, sir.
Because the first one also what? Autoboxing. The second one also autoboxing.
Santosh,
Right. Tell me.
first example, can you repeat it one more time?
This one. This one.
Yes, this one. Yes.
Here what will happen? So here if you see the first statement, what will happen after executing the first statement?
Object in the heap memory. Am I
We are
right?
creating one object in the heap memory. When you use new operator, always we are creating by using new operator only object will be created, right?
Okay.
So now where that object is going to be created in the heap area.
Okay.
Okay. So now one object is created in the heap area. So what is the object? I mean, which reference variable representing that object? X.
Yes.
Fine.
Okay.
So now if you execute the second statement, what will happen? And one more new object will be created by
Okay.
using new operator, right? Where in the heap area.
Heap area.
Now
Okay.
for that object, which reference variable is started representing Y. Now X is representing different object, Y is representing different object. Now XW is equal to Y. False.
Okay.
Understand? When we will use W is equal to operator to compare object references in this case. Right? X is what? Object reference. Y is what? Object reference. So X is object reference number is different. Y object reference number is different. So if both are different, when you use W is equal to operator, we will get what? False. If both are same, then only it will return true. If both are not same, then it will return false. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Okay, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we will stop now, guys. Okay. Tomorrow morning at 11 to 12 or okay 10 to 11. Okay, we will take one more class, guys, and we can close all this auto boxing and auto unboxing concept completely. Okay, from next I mean tomorrow Thursday, right? From Friday onwards, we will go with what? Collection framework.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Okay, do you have any questions so far?
No, sir.
No question.
Clear.
Clear, right?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
clear.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.